Everybody, sorry for the technical difficulties. Of course, everybody heard from our president, Cyril, that we are under lockdown from Thursday evening or Friday morning at 1 o'clock. So what I do is I interview people from Paarl abroad. I chatted to two people in Italy, and I chatted to someone in Italy and USA. So today I'm chatting to um, he's Stuart, and he is currently in Spain, and they're also under lockdown. So I just wanted to find out more what is happening in Spain. I'm just waiting for him to connect. Good day, Mr. Minnaar.
Hi,
How are you
how's it
doing? All
going?
right?
I'm good. Surviving.
Cool. Cool. Why are you so warmly dressed? Is it cold in Spain?
It's the end of winter, so summer starts in 2 months' time. So it's like it's raining basically.
Okay. Okay, cool. So, guys, all for those of you who are joining, I am speaking to Stuart, who is currently in Spain. They also locked down, so we just want to create some awareness for the coronavirus here in Paul. Everybody has been notified that President Cyril Ramaphosa said we're on lockdown from Friday morning. So, Stuart, what's happening in Spain? What's the coronavirus?
We're on day 12 of lockdown. So 2 Mondays ago, there was official notice that everything's closed. Airports are closed, schools are closed, all public services are closed, and so 12 days later, it's I'm sure it's cliche to say, but it's like the Apocalypse Now movie where if you go to the city center, there's nothing. The only thing you can do is you go to stores to buy food, although online shopping is a big thing, so we just do online shopping, and pharmacies. So those are two things you can do. If I mean, it's kind of got to the point now where, I mean, Spain's number four in the world with cases. I think we're on 33,000, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. So day by day we increase by 2,000. And if people are out in the streets, they get fined. So they get about 10,000 rands worth of a fine. So I know a friend who went to the pharmacy with a 12-year-old son, stopped by the police, and the police said, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm on my way to the pharmacy." And they said, "No, you can't go with a 12-year-old son. That's very irresponsible. Here's a fine. Take your son home. Come by yourself." And so I have countless cases of friends who were stopped by police. And I think it's a good thing because if there isn't a strict measure, it's not going to get any better. So yeah, it's been quite rough for the first couple of days, but then you get used to being at home with your family. And I haven't left the house since, well, I took a dog for a walk, but beyond that, last time I went out was probably about 12 days ago.
So tell me, what are the rules with going to the shop and the pharmacy? I mean, can anybody go? Do you have to stand in a queue? What's the rule? Must you wear masks? What's the rule?
Um, so I know in Italy, you have to go onto the government's website, you download a form, you fill out the form to say where you're going and why you're going. It's kind of like, remember back in the, not that we were part of it, but the Dom Pass, same concept. Police will stop you. They want to check where you're going and why you're going. And based on that, they'll decide whether you can or can't go. So that exists in Italy. So in Spain, you can only go do shopping. They don't allow, I think it's more than five people in a store at a time. They encourage online shopping more than anything else, and online shopping kind of operates quite well here. So we've done all our past, actually five shops have all been online. If you want to go to a pharmacy, you have to have a mask, but all the staff members have a mask, and they only allow one person in at a time, and you have to kind of wait outside. But
Wow.
yeah, there are a lot of pharmacies in
Um,
Madrid.
and doctor visits when you get sick, or what? Or what's the rules there?
I mean, it's quite sad. So the sad thing is, if you pass away, no funeral. Number one,
Wow.
so you can't have a funeral. And, I know. I mean, Port Elizabeth this weekend was a funeral, which is, it's crazy to think that people still have gatherings. I mean, I don't think they should. Spain reacted too late, and that's why our numbers are so high. So the same in the US, same in Italy. It's just, it's a funny thing because you have to you have to act responsibly for the greater good of which you can't see. And that's really difficult for people to kind of get their head around, where it's like, you might not be at risk, your family might not be contagious or show any symptoms, but you go outside of the next person you engage with, you spread it to them. And so trying to get your head around that thing of, that concept of, I'm just going to quickly jump to the shop, I'm going to quickly do this, it's not worth doing anymore. So I kind of feel like everybody needs to have a sense of, this Ubuntu needs to come to the fore now, where we're all responsible for ourselves and the next person, starting yesterday. Like waiting for the government to make an announcement, that's too late. Like we started that process way too late. We had to start at least 2 weeks earlier. We're starting quarantine because schools, hospitals, all the hotspots, people were still out and about. Same thing happens in South Africa now. People are out at the beach or having barbecues or partying. It's not going to get any easier. I kind of feel like there's a bubble coming for South Africa in the same way it hit Spain, same way it hit the US. And unless people start self-quarantining and social distancing yesterday, it's just going to be devastating. It's just gonna explode. And to make things worse, it's like the minute it hits one township, it's like a hotbed, because you can't social distance, you can't self-quarantine in the township because you're so close together. And the township is the backbone of a service industry. So it's the people you engage with on a daily basis, the driver, security guard, the person cleaning your house. So if it starts there and starts to spread, it won't be like, there's no way you can contain it. Not even the best healthcare system will be able to contain when it hits the township.
And tell me something. So do you have like police, because you have a state of emergency or not yet?
Yeah, state of emergency. So ours has just been extended for another 15 days until 15th of April. It was supposed to be the 3rd, and now it's extended to the 15th of April. To be honest, it's going to carry on, I guess, until the end of May. There's no way, I can't see how it will open up before May.
So explain to me, so your lockdown was for how long? Your first lockdown, initial lockdown?
First lockdown, 2 weeks.
Okay, and now that was extended for?
So that was extended for another 3 weeks.
Wow, so it's 5 weeks of lockdown.
5 weeks. So which basically means all shops, like all stores besides supermarkets and pharmacies, closed. So if you look at like not Josephat, Lady Grey Street, imagine nothing and no one the whole day. Police are just patrolling around, helicopters flying around as a means of patrol. Doctors, so it's a funny concept. So all the private hospitals have now been moved over to public hands. There's a big hotel chain moved over to the government because we need they need as much capacity as they can, right? So all the public hospitals, they are all 100%, besides the maternity and the where you give birth.
Yeah.
All the hospitals are dedicated towards corona, and the private hospitals have been handed over to the government, and hotels that are under capacity converted into hospitals.
Wow.
So I watched a video of that a friend sent in the hospital, and it's just rows and rows of people in beds wearing those glass, looks like those spaceman heads, on breathing apparatus, and it's just like hundreds and that's all they can do.
Yeah, but I wanted to ask you, so police, army, are people patrolling the roads or they just everywhere anyway?
Constantly, as in, I don't know how to explain. It's like a constant patrol. The military's been brought in to patrol as well, and it's like, it might seem severe, but it's like somebody needs to keep everyone else in check. Otherwise, people will I get it. You stay in a flat, it's yourself and your family, and it's a small space, and you're confined for the whole day. You lose your mind, and you just go, screw it, I'm going. The police are constantly out there checking who's moving around and stopping them. But it's not aggressive. It's quite, I don't know, it's just like, they're doing their job and they're trying their best. And I think it's like all of us need to have a sense of responsibility. And it's not waiting for government. It's not waiting for the police to do things. I think we all need to be like that social citizenship needs to step up now, and we all need to like tell each other not to do things. Like if someone suggests something, just go, dude, it's not worth it. No.
Yeah, yeah. And I wanted to ask you, so of course, you've been in a lockdown for like nearly 3 weeks now, 3, 4 weeks. We starting ours on Friday. Did you what did you stockpile on food? Did you buy essentials? I mean, of course, you're gonna have certain shops and pharmacies open only.
Yeah. So, I mean, this toilet paper phenomenon is it's crazy, but you can't beat the system. You can't. You have to just join. So what I spoke to some friends about a week ago that are living in South Africa, I just said, go do an extra month's worth of a shop. The things, fill your freezer, make sure you have a lot of toilet paper because that's going to go soon before. I mean, in South Africa, the price is regulated, which is good. But stockpile, one. Two, start social distancing as soon as possible. The taking children out to go play with other children, there's people coming over to do service in your, like, just stop all of that. And then think of what you can do to entertain yourself at home. I mean, the amount of meals that I've made from a recipe that I would never ever try to make, but I have 7 hours to make it. Yeah, I mean, it's been difficult because we have a 1 month old and an almost 2 year old. And the 1 month old, I mean, there's no evidence of what newborn and the impact of newborn. So we're super, super aware of any kind of like, if the Amazon guy comes and delivers something, I leave the box outside for a couple of hours first. I ask him to leave it outside the gate and I leave it there and I go pick it up and with gloves and wash my hands afterwards. Like, it sounds intense, but it's like you never know when that moment happens.
Yeah, because we got our lockdown for 21 days.
Yeah.
So
I mean, expect it to double.
yeah,
Think of it, because if it doesn't, amazing, but I would say expect it to double.
to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, cow.
Because I
Okay.
mean, think of it. What will make it open up again? The number of cases needs to go down, right?
Yeah.
So South Africa is on whatever 400 somewhat now at the moment, so doubled from yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the curve is just about to start to pick up, to become exponential.
Yeah.
So it'll be at least 2 weeks of the curve picking up. Okay, so then after 2 weeks, while the curve is up, you can't go, okay, let's open up.
Yeah.
Because that's prime time to go, no, we need to stay so we can
Yeah.
get the curve to come back down again, which basically means less people need to be affected percentage-wise day on day.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I kind of feel like there might be an attitude of, like, why should I stay inside all the time? Or imagine you're trying to tell someone in the township, no, wait, you have to stay inside. Forget.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can't control that. So I would say in South Africa's case, it's probably more intense and it might be longer because you can't contain it as well as you can in European cities,
Yeah.
just infrastructure-wise.
Okay, dude. Yeah, that's.
I mean, I don't want to be doom and gloom. But it's like, the interesting thing is, it shows you how possible it is to operate remotely. So the number of companies where staff members remote work, and it's okay. You might have a child running in the background, but whatever, you carry on working.
Yeah.
Universities carry on, teach classes online. Families are a lot more connected. I've never spoken so much to my parents as I have, which, I mean, it's like there's a silver lining behind all of it in the end.
Yeah.
But it is a weird time. It is like you can't explain it to somebody. It's very difficult to explain what's happening to somebody. Like, it's very difficult for me to explain what's happening without scaring you.
Yeah. No.
But if I show you the pictures of what's happening, you get scared.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because I mean, I saw some of the photos of New York and town and Central. I mean, you could never ever see the street. It's like dead quiet.
It is crazy. And I mean, in some countries, like I know in the UK, they decided they're going to change their approach. They're going to do it's called herd immunity, where they just say, let the virus spread. it needs to spread across 60% of the population, and about 250,000 people will die. But then everyone's immune.
Oh my
That
God.
was their first approach.
Yeah.
And then the responses were like, whoa, what? No, there's so many unknowns with this virus, you can't. And now they decided to stop that in social distancing.
So tell me something. So what happens if you are sick or you have the symptoms of the coronavirus? What, you phone people and they come fit you, or you go test yourself? How does it work?
Oh, it's so tricky. Okay, so I asked my wife today how many people she thinks she knows who's positive. And it's at least 10 to 15.
Okay.
And so I know from my friends at least 10 to 15 as well, right?
Okay.
So these are people who, the minute you show more than 3 symptoms, you should go get checked out.
Correct.
Okay. But so in Spain, what happens is you call and you go, come. And they come into your house and they test you.
Okay. For free.
For free. Well, I mean, all the healthcare is free.
Okay.
I know in Cape Town you pay 1,400 for a test at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then,
Because think of it, if you feel sick, you want to go to the hospital. There's a chance that you might not be. But now you go to the hospital where that's where the magic lives. And then you're going to get it. And it's like your mind messes with you because you're so scared. And then your mind makes the symptoms happen.
yeah. Yeah, of course.
So I thought I had it because the Amazon guy, by mistake, I took the parcel before it was early and he had gloves on, but I touched his hand. And then in my head, my throat was hurting and then my nose was done. And then I've got it. So, yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't think until it's really severe, don't go to the hospital, don't go to the doctor. If you're healthy and you've stayed at home and you're with your family and there's no one at risk in your family, like isolate yourself and camp out in a room and stick it out for 10 days and see what happens. If it gets too severe, then go.
Yeah.
But I mean, the sad thing is that because there's no vaccination, the amount of risk we can take on this is small.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, it's a funny way of just pushing you to think about the bigger picture, not just yourself, but everybody needs to think about the bigger picture. And no one should take those risks. And we have friends who take the risks. We have friends who insist that the housekeeper still comes in and travels in half an hour from it. It's just irresponsible. It's irresponsible. So, my mother's in our mother is in Port Elizabeth, right? And so we share an FNB app for our bank accounts. So I see every time she makes a transaction. So yesterday I saw Spa, Port Elizabeth, Westing, whatever transaction, and I called going, "What are you doing in Spa?" And she's like, "Oh, how do you know?" I just came to get water, and I was like, "But that's such an irresponsible thing to do. Why would you go to Spa now? There's a time when pensioners should go, and she's 60 plus, so she's at risk.
Yeah.
Why?" And she's like, "Okay, but I just wanted to get water. Not worth it. I mean, swallow your saliva."
Anyway, dude, keep safe. Look after the 1 month old and the nearly 2 year old.
Man, it's hard work.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be at home. What is it? The 4th week that you're at home, secluded, quarantine. So
I mean, it's bad because yesterday I cut my hair myself. I couldn't take it anymore. I just went cut my hair myself because you can't cut your hair. Who's gonna cut your hair?
Okay. Okay.
Anyway, cool.
Keep safe. Thanks for the feedback. I hope
Cool.
people
Pleasure.
take those notes of being serious about this.
Please stop touching each other.
Okay. And
All
stop
right.
going out and stay at home.
Stay at home.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
Well, thanks, dude. Bye.
Bye.